Morning, and thank you all for coming to my senior seminar presentation. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Beaudette, and for today I would like to take a few minutes to talk to you about sudden cardiac arrest in high school athletes. First, I want you to take a minute to picture this. With 30 seconds left in the overtime period, 16-year-old Wes Leonard sank the winning layup for his Michigan high school basketball team's undefeated season. As his teammates hoisted him in the air, the 16-year-old collapsed, changing the audience's cheering into horror as Wes collapsed. Later at the hospital, Wes Leonard was pronounced dead of sudden cardiac arrest. 1 out of every 200,000 high school athletes die every year of sudden cardiac arrest. Sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 cause of death of all ages in the United States. It claims the lives of more than 400,000 men and women of all ages combined annually. That's more than breast cancer, lung cancer, stroke, and AIDS combined. A heart attack and sudden cardiac arrest are two completely different medical emergencies. A heart attack is when there's a blockage of blood flow to the heart, while a sudden cardiac arrest is the unexpected loss of heart function, breathing, and consciousness. Sudden cardiac arrest results from an electrical disturbance that disrupts the pumping action of the heart, stopping blood flow to the rest of the body. Have you ever thought about your next heartbeat being your last? People who live with sudden cardiac arrest ask themselves that question every day. When most people think about the most dangerous injury in high school or college sports, they probably think of concussions or head injuries. But what they neglect to realize is the possibility of death if an athlete suffers a sudden cardiac arrest. In a study of college athletes, 61% of the common causes of death were anything other than a cardiovascular problem, such as sudden cardiac arrest. So those are all the bars in the blue. So that means that there were 9 other causes of death that added up to be just over the equivalent of how many athletes died of sudden cardiac arrest in the red. In Florida, there's a nonprofit organization called Simon's Fund that was named after this parent's son, Simon, died at a young age of sudden cardiac arrest. This organization now travels across Florida and neighboring states, giving free heart screens of echocardiograms to young athletes who may not be able to afford it. Simon's Fund has scanned 15,564 hearts and saved 113 lives since the organization was founded in 2005. There should be more organizations like Simon's Fund out there today to give free screenings for kids that may not be able to afford them. Sudden cardiac arrest is also called the silent killer because it has hard to spot symptoms until a sudden cardiac arrest occurs. Normally, if somebody suffers from one, they are healthy, active, and at peak of performance. And on the screen behind me, you see 5 pro athletes that all suffered from a sudden cardiac arrest. And unfortunately, 4 out of the 5 died from the condition, except for Rich Peverly, who collapsed on the bench during the middle of a game and was able to get resuscitated quickly from medical personnel on site, and they saved his life. The symptoms of sudden cardiac arrest are oftentimes overlooked by young athletes believing that it is a part of working hard, or they try to hide the symptoms because they fear they will not be able to play. Some of the symptoms can be seen as working hard, but they shouldn't